Hello, I'm Dr. NAVNEET Kaur, Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, SIRT College, Bhopal. Today I am taking lecture under SAGE Summer School. The topic of my SAGE Summer School is Matlab Hands-on for Engineers. Under the SAGE Summer School, we will cover various toolboxes and operations using Matlab. Now, in this lecture, we'll be taking matrix operations using Matlab. Since we know that in Matlab, the data is either input or in output in the form of the matrices. So here we will see all the matrix operations using Matlab. Now, there are two types of row vectors and column vectors. Row vector is the matrix in which the elements are arranged in the form of the single row, whereas column vector is a type of matrix in which the elements are arranged in a single column. Now, to write a row vector, what we'll do, we will name any matrix capital A. Now, first in square bracket, we will write first element, space second element, space third element. Like here, I have written A is equal to square bracket 1, space 2, space 3. Now, if I execute this command, I will get a row vector in which all these three elements are arranged in single row. Now, coming to the column vector. Here I have written another matrix capital B, square bracket 1, semicolon 2, semicolon 3, and square bracket is closed. Whenever there is a semicolon, there is change in the row. Now, since here I have written semicolon after 1 and 2, when we execute this command, we will see capital B is equal to 1, then next row 2, then next row 3. So here we have in this matrix only one column. So this is column vector. Now, other than row vector and column vector, if I want to form a matrix with more number of rows and columns, then we can write using Matlab code like this. Now, I'll define matrix capital A. Now 1 space 2 space 3, then semicolon 4 space 5 space 6. Then there is semicolon and 7, 8, and 9. Now, since I have already told you that whenever there is a semicolon, there is change in the row. So 1, 2, 3 will be in the first row, 4, 5, 6 will be in the second row, and 7, 8, 9 will be in the third row. So after execution of this command, I'll get this matrix which is having size of 3 rows and 3 columns. Now suppose if I have given one matrix and I want to find out the size of that matrix, that means I want to know the number of rows and columns of the matrix, then the command for that is I will write square bracket m comma n. M will store the number of rows and n will store the number of columns is equal to size of matrix A. This is the matrix A. Now when I'll execute this command, I'll get m is equal to 3 since there are 3 rows and n is equal to 3 since there are 3 columns. Now, whenever we are given any matrix like matrix given here and I want to extract any element from this matrix, like say if I write command A bracket 2 comma 3, that means I want to extract an element which is on the row 2 and in the column 3. Now, if I'll see this matrix A, row 2 means this row and column 3 means this column. So second row and third column will give me the element 6. So whenever I'll execute this command, I'll get element 6. So this is how I can extract any element of this matrix. Now, we can also extract more than one element. That means we can extract a complete row or complete column or more than one complete rows or complete columns in the matrix also. Like if I'm writing any command, I'm forming a matrix capital B and I'm doing operation of capital A matrix. Now A 2:3, 1:3. Always remember that in bracket before comma we are specifying parameters for row, whereas after comma we are specifying parameters for column. Now before comma we have 2:3. That means I will take second and third column row, sorry, second and third row. Now after comma we have column parameters. So 1:3 means I will take columns from 1 to 3. That means I'll take first column, second column, third column. Say here I want to extract second and third row and all the columns. Now if I see in my matrix A, second and third row means this row and this row. And I want to take out all the columns. That means all the 6 elements will be there in the resulting matrix. So I'll get capital B. So I'll get 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9. So this is how I can extract complete rows or columns from the given matrix. Now we will see one more example. Now here I have given that if I want to take out all the rows, all the columns, I have written 1:3. That means I'll take first, second and third column. Now we can write this in one more way. We can write only column. See here before comma we have 2:3. That means this is for row. That means I'll take second and third row. Whereas after column, comma, I have given column. That means this is specifying all columns. So how many columns are given? There are 3 columns. So I will take all the columns. Only column is given. That means we are taking all the given rows or columns. So here I'll get B same as 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9. Now, if I have given any matrix and I want to delete any part of this matrix, say I want to delete any specific row or I want to delete any column, so I can do this operation using Matlab code. Now here I have written capital A, the matrix which I had mentioned before, bracket 1, 3, comma, column. Now I have already told you that before comma we have row parameters and after comma we have column parameters. Now 1, 3 given in the bracket means that I have to take only first and third row. If I had given 1:3, 1 column 3, that means then I'll take first, second and third row. But here I am given 1, 3 in the bracket. So here I'll take first and third row and comma column. That means I will take all the columns is equal to null matrix. Null matrix that means that these columns or rows mentioned in the command will be deleted. Null matrix means there will be no element in those rows or columns. So here I can see that first row and third row will be deleted and I'll be left with only second row. So here we can see the result A is equal to only 4, 5 and 6. Now here we can see one more example. We are given matrix B. This is matrix B which is 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9 arranged in 2 rows. Now I have taken column, comma 2. Comma here, that means this column is specifying the row parameter. Column means I am taking all the rows and 2, that means I am taking only second column is equal to null matrix. That means in matrix B, second column will be deleted. So I'll be left with 4, 6, 7, 9. So here we can see when I'll execute this command, I'll get 4, 6, 7, 9. So now we have already done how to write a matrix, how to extract a part of it, how to delete particular row or column. Now here we can see that we will create a matrix. Now here I have mentioned C2, 3 is equal to 5. That means I am creating one new matrix C and second row and third column element is equal to 5. So when I'll execute this command, I'll get the matrix C whose element which is placed in the second row, and third column will be 5. And all other elements will be 0. So here I'll get a matrix which is having 2 rows and 3 columns, and this element will be 5 since I have given in this command. Now here I can create a matrix using a row also, or using a column. Now I'll create one new matrix D, 3 comma 1 is to 3. 3 comma means the row number is third, and 1 is to 3, that means I will take a complete column, first, second, and third. All the elements in this row is first, second, third. That means here one matrix will be generated whose third row elements will be 1, 2, and 3. So here I'll get a matrix which is having 3 rows and 3 columns, and the third row will be given by this elements 1, 2, and 3. Now, I have taken one matrix A, which is given by 2, 3, semicolon 4, 5. That means I'll get 2 is to 2 matrix 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I want to find out transpose of this matrix, so I'll take one simple command. I'll generate one new matrix B, which is equal to A dash. Dash means I want to find out the transpose of the matrix. So B will be having, again, it will be having 2 rows and 2 columns, but the matrix will be transposed. Transpose means the row elements will be arranged in the columns, and columns elements will be arranged in the rows. So here I'll get 2, 4, and 3, 5. Now suppose I have any row vector which is given by matrix U. Now it is given by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I'll execute, I'll get one row vector. Now I want to find out a new matrix V, which is equal to U 3 is to 6 dash. Now first we will understand what is U 3 is to 6. That means I will extract third to sixth element of matrix U. Third to sixth matlab 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll transpose it. That means instead of arranging the elements in the row, my elements will be arranged in the column. So my matrix V will be 3, 4, 5, 6, which will be now column vector. Now this is all for today's lecture. Thank you.